Welcome back to another live trading session. After back-to-back two successful entries, here I'm back on trading for another live session. Thanks for joining here. Let's make another big move here in the market. If you look at the 4-hour and the lower time frame, there is a breakout here that you can see from the 4-hour chart, where the market has bounced off this level, where this is the current support that you can see of this level. The market is slowly breaking back to the upside here in this session. Now, we had our previous session an incredible entry, and also in the middle also you have secured another entry. Now at this level that I'm looking at for possible another entry after confirmation with the analysis. I'm looking to see all the members to come up here. Welcome, and here is where you are looking at with the NY session trade setup. There is a breakout after this a massive drop, and I'm looking at here what I see a potential entry in this market. You guys see this with me? So yes, if you can. If you look at here, there is a potential for, there is a break below that you have seen in the past, and 4-hour chart that you can see, it is a complete break below from this daily support area. Okay, now after this previous daily red bearish candle, today the market has again dropped back down here that you can see at this level. Now this is a sharply downtrending market structure. Now this sharply downtrend here, this is a falling market, right? If you look at from here, from this support area that you can see, the market has made its move back to the upside. We can see that pullback, and with this pullback here, with this movement pullback, and you could see another move here back again with this market. See that where the market is heading, and as the market from here that you can see the prices dropped initially, we could see that deeper pullback at this level here, which is a very important price action that you can see in this market. And with this movement that I'm looking at for another wave of break below, we'll see that where the market is heading. So what you can see here, this is currently in a downtrend, right? And with this downtrending movement, overall market trend is showing that from here drop. Now we can see an initial upside pullback, which is potentially can go back again to the daily resistance line where the market has dropped. This is what we are seeing on this intraday time frame, where the market is showing, if you look at that overall market structure. Okay, so what you can see here, that this is an upside bias, and in that upside bias from this lower time frame, the price trying to show up. So there are two situations. You can see that there is also one single move here back below to this support, and also we can see there is an inverted head and shoulder formation here in that area that you can see. Now this inverted head and shoulder formation, as the market has gone back up. Hello everyone, thank you very much for joining, and let's see that where it is heading. With this movement, the market here might be pushing here high again. If you look at that overall. That's where yep, that let's look at here where we can look at entry in this market. Make sure guys you like this stream and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Press the notification bell so that you're not missing any of the content that I'm posting every day. Now you can see that here after this massive drop there is an upside bias started. Now that can be a bullish move again, or you could see return back again. Which one is likely to play out? Based on that, we will be looking at that entry here in this market. So weekly market structure that you can see, this is the weekly support, daily level that you can see at that level from the 1 hour. This is the 1 hour middleman here at that level. Welcome. And there is a 1 hour middleman that you can see at this level, which is pretty large middleman. And with this middleman on the 1 hour, the market is possibly to try to push here back above, right? And also there is a previous support which is turning resistance here at that level. Okay, so that being said, therefore here for the short term we might see an upside bias. What is your opinion? You can share. And at some point with completion of this, you see this is now there is a strong rejection with this 15 minutes, and then there is another 15 minutes bullish engulfer, back to back two large green candle. All right, which might be here coming for another retest of this support. And I think that this is currently showing a possible uptrend to this level. Okay, before it come back here, we could see the market is going to go there. So if you look at, because there is an upside momentum here for at least short term, and there is a daily, you see this is the daily resistance, right? And the reason the market is most likely to go there is there is a daily resistance, there is a breakout of this trend, and you can see here in this zone multiple rejection with multiple price action confirmation here in this area. So if you look at this is the 5 minutes bullish candlestick being formed at that level. So for us to be able to look for this entry, I will be looking at a buy entry shortly. Okay, this is showing an upside bullish momentum here at that level, and with this bullish bias that the market shows if you look at that overall, the market shows an upside momentum here in this area. Don't you think so? See this stronger bullish price action here. I'm just looking at to see that how many pips not entering yet. Not entering yet. Come on, it's going faster. So the possibility here for me is up to this level to go up and then to create a new higher high, which is 170 pip move possible here to go ahead and creating a new higher high. So if you look at here, also 180 pips. So this is what I would like to look for, a long position here at the moment on gold. Okay, because this is only the possibility here that, in my opinion, at the moment we could see in the market. Stop loss here I'm placing at 4056.95 and TP target setting at 4091.99. Now if you want to take a very large profit, you can do that, but I think that the market may not go that much to give this much of profit here. So if you look at that here, I'm looking at 166 pip potential move here back for this market to go ahead and creating a new higher high. So if you look at the also the 1 hour price action here, back to back to 1 hour candlestick pattern. If you look at the 4 hour, started from here and it potentially has a rejection. Because it had a rejection, most likely you could see that going back again to retest this previous support, which is turning resistance here in this area. All right, so and so this is a breakup trend line that you can see. I'm looking forward to see how the market potentially be trending here. So my entry here at so it shows still bullish. So the stop loss below this low, and here I'm looking at for this market to eventually go ahead and retest this high. Once the market will reverse, finally we can look for possible sell entry along this way here in this market. So we look at that price action here. So this is a breakup structure. So I'm long on gold. There's a rejection here at that level, and if you look at, there's another 5 minutes candlestick pattern formed, and this 5 minutes candle that you can see, there is back to back 2 liquidity sweep at that level. So closing above this level of this 5 minutes candle might create this potential bullish price action here in this area. So a large 5 minutes candle has formed, and with this price action, as this is a breakout structure as well, if you look at that. So now currently in an uptrend, so you have opened that upside, but overall trend is bearish. So once the market managed to break that height, and if we see that creating a creating a new higher high and breaking that for another potential move, we can look for entry to the downside. Here at the moment we can see the market trend is still in this uptrending move. So if we look at that, it has potentially moved for another long wick candle has formed at this level. Okay guys, so hope that you had an enjoyable trading day. Make sure you like this stream and also subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done yet, press notification bell so you're not missing any of the content that I'm posting every day. Here with this support level that you can see, the market shows an upside bias here, an upside momentum, and in this market context that you can see the price action here possibly to if you look at that, going to create potentially new higher high, and the daily move that you can see from the daily, it is a falling market overall. We have traded the short term buy opportunity, and that's why my profit target is very small, because the market is for the short term upside. Here shows that there is a potential for here this local move. getting upside, and this is what you want to see, the initial move back to the upside to create a new higher high. Okay, another liquidity sweep at that level. Usually after this bullish engulfer, a doji, market try to break that height again before it trend back. Some buying pressure at that level, and one is to one. Come on. We are looking at a high probability entry, and if you look at that overall, we had earlier today 2 to 3 trades, and most of them are winner. So we are focusing on the win rate. Okay, you know, if you look at that here, this is overall, if you look at that 167 p target trade. Okay, so you consider that from that p perspective. Now the market is getting some rejection of that, and I'm waiting for a 20 MA retest. If we see that, that's gonna be awesome. If we don't see, probably we need to re-entry in another direction here. It's getting quite a few consolidation and potentially forming a head and shoulder here. So if you look at that at this level, we are around 41 p below. So with multiple liquidity sweep here, the market might be here showing a possible upside bias if you look at that. And with this movement, if you look at that overall, the price has tested this, and I think that if you look at the 4 hour, from the 4 hour perspective, this is a complete, if you look at the complete drop and the market has bounced back up, chances for these to go up further is higher. This is a price action trading. All right, so if you look at that, we are looking at this price action trading, and we are trading the trend here. Okay, which is very important to look at. This is 166 p trade. So we'll be looking at, earlier today we had quite a few of them. So this week's trade using this strategy here that I am trading, and I have shared in the group as well. So this week's trade using the same system that I am trading. Now, okay, here is the market is showing up to another 5 minutes candle close. Looking forward to see. If you look at this is here showing that there is a possibility for still a bullish price action. This zone is still a bullish price action here in this area. That could be. And if you look at that, the market, unless we see a strong rejection of this higher price. If you look at that, I do look at the market in a live situation. If you look at here, this is head and shoulder. And when you look at the live market, you're going to see a very clear picture in the market, okay, which is very important to look at. And that's why for those who are following the premium group trades, you guys see that the win rate that we have is very high, okay, and with a very good move that we are taking every single day. And a simple strategy, we use the breakout structure. For those who were with me learning the strategy, you know that how we trade using the breakout structure. If you don't know, we'll be explaining more in this session here. So let's look at some of the move that might coming. Now the breakout structure is the core of a trend trading, okay. I will explain why it is so important. Once you can spot a breakout structure, you have a huge advantage of trading with the trend, because when you see a trend and you buy in an uptrend, you are already in more than 50% probability. When you combine a high confluence 1 or 2 in that direction of the trend, you are well ahead of your trading, okay. The reason is the most important part. You see, when the market moves, there are some high probability move, there are some very low probability move. And when the market moves in a high probability zone, that's where the best trade comes. Remember this. When you are using a very high win rate or a high probability, try to understand what I'm saying. When you are using a very high risk reward trade, okay, one situation, I'm giving you the true knowledge of trading, and that will change how you trade the market. Situation 1 or situation A and situation B, okay. In situation B, you are using 1:5. I have also 1:5 strategy. In situation A, you are using, let's say, 1:1 even, okay. Now, in situation B, when you are using 1:5, you need two difficulty to overcome. One is you have to see a lot of losing trade, because the market will never go all the trade to 5 times. This is an emotionally difficult for new traders. Secondly, okay, is that let's say you are trading with 1:5. Now when you're trading with 1:5, you need one deadly win, right, to become profitable. If that deadly win is fall into a manipulation, your win rate will be very difficult. But when you are trading on a 1:1, for example, with a very high win rate, then your trade has to be, it will be easier for you to attain that. Okay, all the things that 1:5, 1:10, if you back test, it's gonna work. But when you are trading in the live market, some trade might go, but if you do the over the long term, it may not always be exactly, unless you apply another different strategy which is very professional. That strategy is you have to keep adding continuous position rather than taking profit. Okay, let me tell you, if you are using 1:5, 1:10 strategy, what most does, started to take profit along the way. Okay, if you are using 1:5, 1:10 strategy and you are taking profit along the way, it will never ever be profitable over the long term. If you are using 1:5, 1:10, then you have to keep adding position along the way, not taking profit. And you need to start with a very small, and then with the trend adding little bit, and with the trend, and you have to look at the market when it come down for a pullback, and over time your position has to be bigger and bigger to coincide with the market. What do I mean by this? For example, you started with, let's say, 0.1 lot, and once the market gone in your favor after specific period of time, when the market come down for a pullback, you have to add potentially 0.15 or 0.2 lot. And then once the market has gone up again, you move, you also trail your stop loss, or maybe you use 1:5 strategy here, profit target, and then you add another position along the way, 0.3 lot. Okay, and then 0.4 lot, like that. Along the way you keep adding and adding and adding, and that one trade will hit your profit target, will give you a huge profit, like that. But what do you do? 1:5, but we keep taking profit along the way. Firstly, that's why. But if you are trading with 1:1 for the beginner, you are not an institutional trader. What I told you guys is if you are trading for a bank, okay? But if you are trading as a retail trader, you need to think practically, okay? If I give you this system, you won't be able to trade over the long term, because it's for the retail trader. You have to be very experienced and professional to do that. But the same system, if you trade on 1:1, you still can do a lot better, because you have a win rate, you have trend, and you have the probability of your trade. Okay, that's the correct method to trade the market. So don't worry about, think about keeping the risk managed, and then trade accordingly. Okay, trade accordingly, trade with the trend. That's where the key points here. So you are in the profit now at the moment. So you're in profit, I'm running in profit, and let's see that you will be running, or you will be taking, I think it's still possibility to push up little higher. So here that the market is slowly trying to break. Still I'm running in profit and I'm still on the trade. We'll let you know guys when I'm updating. So this red candle is look like it's an order block here. So chances for that the market might be here going back to the upside here in this area. So if you look at the 4 hour here, that you can see the market slowly trying to push here back above, and chances for that to go up higher. And we are on this guys, we are on this directional bias. I am holding on to that. This is consecutively another win back to back. And did you like this stream? Okay, if you like this stream, if you want to know the secret of this strategy, currently the mentorship open with almost, I would say that is nothing in comparison you will get here. Get to the website right now if you want to really be part of this trading community where you can excel as a trader. Head on to the website, you can find link below this video, and once you just click join us or sign up, and that will change how you look at the market. And I will organize more intense. Already every Sunday we are organizing premium only session. In the website there is a separate dashboard for you where you can also access everything that I am doing directly from your private dashboard, where you can learn and grow as a trader. And also some of the things here, if you look at that, we are on the live session, some of the tips and tricks that what I use, sometimes difficult to share. But here, when you are in the dashboard, when you are with me in a private trading room, where I can show you exactly what you need to do to catch high probability trade, how you can become a professional trader by trading like a smart money. Okay, so this is how you can look at that. And we are almost hitting that 1 hour 10 EMA, if you look at that, and which is still shows that there might be still an upside. And I will be explaining also this trade here, but as I mentioned, after each of this trade there will be a full breakdown of each trade on your student dashboard. That's how you will be learning, right? Because if you are trading with me and you are winning a trade or losing a trade, but you need to know that what's the logic behind it. And that's what you will find in your student dashboard, the full breakdown of each trade with the full screenshot and why the trade was taken and how you can pick those trades yourself within a short period of time. All right. And if you are running this trade with me, say yes. I see that the chat is not rolling. If you are not running, also let me know in the live chat. Okay, say something, I'm running profit, or I'm running, or I'm not running, or I'm shocked by seeing so many profitable trades here. Whatever you want to say, write something here. And this is just the second session, midweek. We still have 2 more days to go. Thank you. Yes. Okay, how many of you yes, profit? All right, say yes or profit. Good job. Okay. All right. Now, because if you look at the market has almost reached that level, I'm still running in. Okay. Yes. All right. Cool. Cool. How many of you say yes? Say yes. Awesome. Thank you. I think still buying pressure. The price action is still shows bullish momentum. Yes, in profit. Thank you. Thanks for confirming. Good job. And yeah, all right. Cool. That's what we need to know. Okay. Awesome. TP4089. Okay. TP4089. So you put it earlier. It's good. No problem. As you know that we are trading gold scalping almost every single day. Okay. Now I have decided to add more instrument in our watch list so that we have more trading. Okay. Now gold we are running in profit. How many? I will be doing a pool here to understand that, I would like to match my preference. I will be usually following my preference. I'm just being honest with you because I'm a trader. I trade because I love trading. And those who are here, I know that you also love trading. But I would like to see that actually how many of you go with those pairs. So usually I also want to trade currency pairs as well along with gold. And I would like to know your preference in terms of the currency pairs. Which currency pair you trade? Euro dollar, USD JPY, GBP, USD. Okay, the market is at this top here, right? And now I would like to take, if you look at that, we are 95 to 96, nearly to 100 pip profit running. All right. And I'm going to take this profit now straight away. I'm happy to take that. Today's another win trade. I'm sharing the group as well. So I have updated the group. I am out with the 95p profit. It might still go up, but because there was a daily drop, the market is approaching this daily resistance. And we even can go for sell trade after the market retest this level. All right. I am out with the 95p profit. Okay. Now, good trade. Thank you. Yeah, that's a good trade. And what we are looking at here, that to keep in mind, traders trading is, it's all about the neuro pathway. Okay, you need to develop that neuro pathway, neuro connection to be able to that trade accordingly, which is very important to look at. And also if you look at that the overall, you see, this is as I was talking about, that logic behind the trade. Okay, let's look at the logic behind the trade here. Okay, now we are out with the trade and still there is some room here, but I'm out as profit reach. Now we could see that further upside. The market is here significantly upside, and it might even go up further. So it reached in a very critical level now, where 1 hour candle close, the market might come for a pullback, but it still can continue to go up. Now let me tell you the logic behind the trade. Okay, and why that I have opened, and how you can also 120 pip two trades. Yep. Yeah, we had our previous sessions trade also. that I have shared in the group, also profitable. Now if you look at here, you can see that, right, looking at in this level. So you can see here, this is a doji, okay, and that's an order block doji here. All right, okay. Now what did I look at in this trade? What was the confluence before we enter? I'm going to the replay the chart to explain to you guys, and then we will be looking for the next trade setup. In this situation that I have entered the trade, right? In this situation. Now let's see that what was the factors that I have considered. Now for those who are with me, we have an incredible indicator for those who were with me in the past, right? You see that we have the trade entry engine, and also it shows that how the market creates its momentum. Also we had the liquidity grab engine that we have used. Also it's available for our members. So with this engine, this is a complete trade generator that we have created in our if you look at that previous early this year, and which is still here. So what we can see here with this one, that see the price action, what kind of candlestick pattern you can see, that there is 5 minutes bullish engulfer, okay, and with this 5 minutes bullish engulfer, there's a crossover of both 10 and 20 EMA, okay, 20 EMA below, 10 EMA uptrend. What do you see? A big green candle followed by 3 narrow red candles. So price action is like, this is what I'm teaching in the group. This is what I'm every single day teaching our members to learn and grow as a trader, right? So if you look at that, if you look at that, this is what, from here there is a bullish engulfer followed by a narrow pullback, okay, this is a narrow pullback. Now with this pullback, what we can see, smaller to narrow doji, okay, with this 2 narrow doji, the market has shown that there is a breakout, pullback, and most likely to go for another. Now what can you see here? This is a bullish engulfer crossing back to back 2 red and green bullish and bearish price action. So this candle has momentum in it because it has crossed 2. So this is what I look at in a trend, looking for this kind of breakup structure. This is a breakup structure on the lower time. If you go to 1 minute, you'll see that this is a breakup structure. You see here, markets come, pull back, and then it created this breakup structure. And with this breakup structure, the market has gone up, and you can see that after that the market didn't look back. It just keep trending and trending and trending, and it's still trending. Now look at the daily here. It's a downtrend. We'll be looking for now, as the market has gone well above, we might see that trend. Now in addition to that, what did I look at else? See, these are, guys, these are timeless education. Let me tell you what else I look at, okay? You see this one here? Look at this red candle, okay? This is sometimes I called that, you'll see that the intuition, okay? Intuitively you understand that what might happen. So you see that red candle, it's a one single red candle. It has drop of this flag pattern, okay? It's a breakout from this flag pattern. When you see that such a big candle drop like that, try to understand. when such a big candle drop, if it is a downtrend, the next one even wouldn't go up, little up. It's gonna keep coming down. So what does that? That means that when such a big red candle form, smart money knows that there is a drop, they could keep selling. So the market, the next one is potentially be like this. Okay, potentially be like that. All right, it's little bit of pullback, but instead, if you look at that, you see the next one straight started to bounce up. When you see this straight bounce up, that's something that you can consider for significantly moving to the upside. And now you can see there is another breakout stage. Still the market can go up here. And this time, what you could see, the market may go back to retest this daily resistance line. Okay. And along this zone, you could see the reversal again. Let me delete all of that again. Looking at the daily resistance here. And see that here, it even, you can expect it to come back here, you see, like that. Why? Because there is a head and shoulder. In a healthy trending market, when you see a head and shoulder, the market is most likely to go back again to test the neckline of that head and shoulder to complete this pattern to continue to trend. All right, this is a very common pattern. Any reversal pattern that you will see which is in a healthy trend, the market more often will go back again to retest the neckline of this head and shoulder. Let me show you what do I mean by that. See this one here. This is a double bottom. Okay, the market has gone up, came back to retest the neckline, resistance as a support, which is an order block, and the market start to trend back again. And if you go back again further lower here, you'll see that happens over and over again. Okay, more often, not always, more often it's gonna happen. So this situation is potentially going back to retest that head and shoulder, or along this way you could see that rejection. Once this, now if you look at, there is a big drop happen. Once this market successfully breaks out of the trend, we could see new lower low. And now, therefore, we are looking at that sell. So euro dollar, anyone has any different currency that you are looking at? We can look at also GBP USD, USD JPY, WTI, BTC USD, GBUSD. Okay. Okay, you can see that it's pushing again back above to that level, so it might keep here going up. GBP JPY, thank you. So you can see the market still shows a possible bullish bias along this area. We still have some more to take. XAUUSD, that means that's 100 US 30 GBP. Yeah, the gold analysis is really good to see that you guys looked at. And here also I will be looking at some of our currency pairs as well. So we look at the WTI, and also if you look at the current sentiment as well as the news, so it brings volatility. Trump on Iran will probably hit them again tonight. Okay, so there might be more war on Iran. It will probably hit them tonight. If you look at that here, news. I think Iran memorandum of understanding is over. So difficult. That's what they said it. MOU is much easier to say MOU, right? Trump refrained from criticizing Spain during NATO summit. Spain is wasted calls, don't want to do trade. Iran army targeted as US base in Bahrain, pledges more attack in the US. So there has been, I think, quite a few explosion and attack is going on. So the ceasefire is over. This is significant news. There are risks. India, Jan. Okay, so euro dollar, that you so you can see that oil price has moved up from where it started. And if you look at that overall oil price here, from this is the weekly price section. Okay, it's the weekly price section here on oil. And with this weekly price section, okay, as there's a gap open, the market has moved up here. So with this weekly rejection on oil price, most likely that we would see the market to have continuation back to the upside in this market. If you look at the monthly, also shows the same. If you look at the daily as well, the market shows the same. There's a gap open and the market has moved back to the upside, that you can see after this gap open on oil price. So that move, if you closely look at that overall, with this gap open, shows that the market structure here is to the upside on WTI. And USD/JPY, that you can see there's a break of structure. We will be also keeping focus on the currency pairs. For example, USD/JPY currently in a trend. Euro dollar and dollar CAD also in a trend. GBP USD that you can see in a trend. The euro dollar also in a trend, shows that the market is in this downtrend. Here is the liquidity sweep. 10 and 20 MA crossed over on euro dollar from the 4-hour, has broken back below, which might be coming here to this support area. And so that being said, going back again to the gold, along the way, as soon as we'll find an entry, we'll be looking at that. So the market is now in this uptrend that you can see at that level, which is quite significant to look at, to see that overall market direction here. So getting some reaction of this from the resistance line here. And if we see that rejected entirely, I'll not be surprised to see the market again come back to this 4-hour support. And if we see the market has rejected entirely back to this support area, we'll be able to see the market to come here to retest. And then we can look for the sell entry. That's what I'm waiting on. If we see confirmation for another entry back below to this support area here to create a new lower low in this market. So what you can see that here the market feeling hesitant to go up. Okay, you can see quite a few rejection. So if we see a break below, we can look for entry. Until we see the break, it might create a head and shoulder and can come back down. We want to make sure that this is the last moment. The market has gone up and will come back down, and then we can look for that entry along this area here in this market. Okay, looks like that to me. It's trying to create a head and shoulder here. Okay, and with this head and shoulder, the price action might be, if you look at it, if it successfully create a head and shoulder, the market might be here coming back below here. And which is a pretty long doji that you can see at that level, right? And that's a pretty long doji. You could see the market to come here to break that low and potentially to continue to trend here in this area. Once we see confirmation of this trend, we can look for sell. But here you can see this is currently still maintaining an uptrend, but it's a very interesting weird structure has created. That's a very interesting structure has created. In what situation we can look for sell? If we see this situation, it will be the best option. Okay, now to break below, going up and then showing bearish price action, that could be a good selling opportunity for this market that could come back here. However, it may still can continue to drop if the volume become higher. This is potentially turning to selling market. Okay, however, because there is a daily resistance has reached, the loud sound is loud for the music. Let's drop it down a little bit. You see now trying to push up here. In the meantime, let's look at also discuss about the current sentiment. You know that always this is what I called the beginner mindset. All right, guys, this is what I call the beginner mindset. Very important to look at. Now, what is beginner mindset? In trading, you'll see that there is constant change in the market. Okay, everything in fact constantly changing, right? Not only in trading, every second ticking in the clock is changing. Everything is changing, and if we don't pay attention, then we fall behind. So because everything is changing, therefore we need to renew our thinking every time. And that's why Seneca once said that men suffer more in imagination than reality. Because we live in two areas. So one is inside our mind, the other one is outside. Okay. And inside our mind is more often we see only inside what is happening. So how does that work? It works that, so I have clearly seen that, okay, is how we see the outside world is entirely kind of lens based on our inner world. Okay, it's very interesting, right? So because everything is changing, therefore to see the change we have to pay attention here. Okay, now let's see that we see some more. There is a narrow head and shoulder formation here. Okay, this head and shoulder can be a bearish continuation. There might be some selling pressure might come here, but I will still be patient here to see little bit of break up this trend line and then to return. So in the meantime, while we're discussing trading psychology, is that so what we see outside is actually colored by inside. That's why the same event has multiple interpretation based on who is looking at that event. So the market is constantly changing, and what happens is we keep it as a fraction of our thinking for a long time, and then we forget that the market changes. See how it works? So what do I mean by this? Let's say we are bullish here, right? Still we might think of remaining bullish here, but the market changes along this area. So that's why we need to look at everything from the beginning. Okay, so here the market is, would like to see that breaking to the upside and then to come down back below. So if you look at the market slowly trying to break that low, which shows that downtrending move. With series of lower high shows that the market trend, or I think here, could be starting to come down. Okay, here candle close on 30 minutes and trying to have some upside bias in this area here that could create the initial momentum that you can see at that level. So with this breakup structure, the market is slowly creating its momentum here back above. I think still you could see some short-term upside at that level. Once you're confirmed about the direction, you can look for entry. So you see that after this break, it's gone back again to the upside. And now there is a break of trend line that you can see, that this kind of break of trend line. After the 30 minutes close, again the price trying to push here back above. Now this is key points to look at. If we see now after breaking all this high, the market getting the rejection, we are looking at for the market structure to show, for us to be able to look for this sell in this area. If you look at that overall, there's quite a few narrow doji being formed, and this is a very large 5 minute candle. Okay, it's creating this one. You can see it has created a break below, break above. Now one of them will be false breakout. If this one is a false breakout, you could see new higher high. If this is false breakout, you could see new lower low. So now we are looking at to see which one is likely to false breakout, and then we can look at another entry, because with this triangular pattern, the market has broken here, broken there. Most likely you could see that returning here, or you could see another bounce. If you look at the daily here, the market from the daily, it's overall in a downtrend, but you still can expect possible reaction back above. Now looking at this fact, there is a break below, the market has gone up. I think the bias is still remaining for another move up here. Look at the 4 hour here, that I always look at the multi time frame. From here there is a bounce, and we could see the market to retest this support as a resistance, which is in the middle, 4093. Okay, so I'm going to open another buy trade here of this level, stop loss below this low, TP target at this level here. This is potentially the zone that you could see the market to have a reaction, because there is a rejection from here. Multiple times the market grabbed the liquidity, they're expecting it to bounce again back above. So there is around here with this trade at then 47 pip stop loss, and the bias still shows upside, so you have traded the trend. The rest you will leave it on the market. So stop loss here looking at 4064.00, and take profit target at 4093.49. And also I'm sharing the same trade in the group. So open another buy trade here after the previous session's successful move, successful close. Here the market shows is still in an uptrend, and I'm looking at here for potentially another move back to the upside. So here the market structure shows upside, so we trade it according to the trend. Okay, cool, running in some profit. And here that overall trend is bullish, so you trade it with this trend direction. Now if you look at that, if we see successful move here, going to create a new higher high. So far shows that there is buying pressure. If you look at that after the previous 30 minutes candle, the market also shows an upside bias. So the 4-hour move that we discussed, that from here one single move is sometime this kind of market straight goes back again entirely and go off the previous one, which sometimes happens. And come on, there is a rejection, so false breakout. Not sure, it's a false breakout. So just been a false breakout. Complete a surprise move. The market trend can have a change. If it does, probably we need to look at trading in the change trend. Still, there is a possibility for going higher. All right, guys, so you can see that the market shows that price action here, and okay. Now this is, if this is a again false breakout of this resistance level, if you look at the previously drop here and then gone up, created a higher high, again drop back below and drop back again here. So once the market managed to break out again we can expect a new higher high here. But we need to see that it's successfully going up to create a new higher high. I think that might be the market might be going up to create a new higher high. So if you look at that, the market is in this area, and let's wait for the market to come on. So long time sitting in the same place. Okay, so shows some possible upside momentum, so I will be holding on this trade for this movement back potentially to this key level. So we have a very interesting market structure here. I think still there is a possibility for upside bias. The market trend is still bullish, so you still could see that upside momentum here. I'm holding on to the trade with a very short break. Just need to drink water. Really? So there has just been so back to back 3 false breakout here that you can see from here. 1, 2, 3 larger, and 3 of them 3 big sell-off. So 3 big sell-off here in that area, and which is potentially to, if we see the continuation, this is going to reverse slowly. I don't think so yet. If you look at the 1 hour also candle close coming, and with this 1 hour candle close, the market is still it's potentially being a reversal. If you look at the 1 hour again, we are seeing this candle close, still showing that bullish move. And I think if you look at that so far from here, all green, 1 narrow red candle. After this candle close, we'll see that what kind of market structure form. 1 hour candle close is important. If we see the 1 hour candle close above, the chances for again the market to bounce off this level is still higher, because if you look at here, that you can see this is the current level of support, and or a stop loss below the support here. Actually, the market doesn't go in one move, it changes face to face, right? It will just move and then it will again change the direction. Okay. So we might see some upside here at the moment. And before the candle close, is important to see how the market is closing. So we hit 1 hour candle close. You may see possible continuation because the candle 1 hour candle close narrow, higher chance for a continuation. Last few seconds is important because there will be a lot of order during this time. Candle close. Now it's gonna depend on what kind of market structure is coming along this way with this candle close. Also the 4 hour candle close, right? So this is where little spooky because there's a 4 hour candle close. There might be some selling pressure. You might be going out with this trade. So there's a 4 hour candle close. Okay. So just got a liquidity, guys. Here we can't do anything about it, but that's fine. So it got that liquidity and so it just gained that liquidity here. Okay, now it might create a very interesting price action at the moment here. The market might create a lot of, look at that in this area, up and down, which might be here. We need to be a little patient for our next entry. Patience is key in trading. Keep in mind that, you know, 1 trade, 2 trades, 3 trades, trade will come, trade will go, but unless you keep temper on your trading, that's the key. So you can see here it formed a pretty low, so it's going down. Gold also follow silver. Yeah, there is a bearish here at the moment, and if you look at the 4 hour, that the overall market trend is bearish, so therefore the chances here to be in a downtrend is higher. So with that being said, because there is a large head and shoulder that you can see at that level, Yeah, there might be now slowly coming here. If it continues to trend, because this is a falling market, there might be significantly downtrending move here, and shows downtrend. So quite a few here, quite a few red bearish engulf are being created, okay, in this area, which is a sign of selling pressure along this area. So I'll be look for sell opportunity again at this level, keeping my stop loss above this high. Will be targeting here a little higher to this level here. Okay, so we'll be placing that sell trade by market at this level. Stop loss will be placing here at 4082.16, and we'll be placing the TP target below here at 4044.65. So open sell here at that level. The market has shown significant bearish move at that area. So you can see that it has broken the momentum. Our TP target is here. So if it successfully drop down back below, you could see the market to coming around 200 pip down below. And this is currently creating, if you look at this price action here, shows there is selling pressure in that area. So you might see that significant trend continuation back below. So if you look at the USD JPY, shows upside, DXY also shows upside. So far gold is potentially to remain here See that? And I think that the market trend to remain here bearish. Let's see that after an initial pullback. So looking forward to see a potential drop, and you can see that there is quite a few long wick price action being formed here, which shows that potentially bearish bias here. So there is a fair value gap that you can see at this level, which is a large fair value gap. And with this fair value gap, here there is an order block. So this is an order block that you can see, with narrow one green, and the market has bounced off that level. Because the market is reversing, okay, because the market is reversing more often, it's most likely to come back again to the order block or even passing that level. And that is why we set the TP at that level, to that order block. Because if the market reverses here perfectly, then you could see that breaking below here, creating a new lower low. So you traded the direction of the trend. Okay, we traded the trend. Risk management is key. If you don't know the risk management, guys, there is a risk management course available in the premium group, where you can learn everything, how to do the risk management, how to do the fundamental. So if you are not there, you can visit the website. You can find link below this video, where you can directly join today to learn the risk management, to learn the trading psychology, to learn the strategy, education courses, and everything that can change how you look at the market. So slowly coming here back below in that direction. So you can see the market has grabbed the liquidity again, trying to push back below, and we are looking at here for the market to trend and then to continue to drop down back below. So far shows bearish price action again. We can see that some downside movement here. So I'm on it, and we could see that continuation. So going to some of our recent update in terms of the current geopolitical sentiment. Now I think Iran MOU is over, okay, and Trump Spain is wasted cause. Don't okay. Trump refrained from criticizing. Trump on Iran 40 months. It may be a big attack, so which is I think important point. If it's a big attack, then gold is showing that there might be like what was happening might be going, and Kevin Walsh's plan to stop scripting the Fed's next move. It could trigger a wild ride of traders. Okay, yeah, I think so, because usually traders look at the tomorrow is today I think FOMC meeting minutes, right? I think this gonna be probably the first time this might be happening tonight. Yeah, today is the FOMC meeting minutes, so that's why you see there is a significant move. Now, usually with the FOMC meeting minutes, traders find the clue about the potential rate hike or potential rate, what is going to happen, and that might create a kind of unspeculative trades, because traders will not be able to know that actually what is going to the next move. It's going to be little unusual, but I think let's see that the market shows that gold is bearish. This is what you can see. That means that if you look at the DXY is showing that bullish. Okay, you can see the DXY shows an upside bias. So from price action, this is also an advantage that I would like to discuss as a price action trader. This is a great advantage, being a price action trader, is that even without knowing anything, you still know something, right? However, in this trade, we are running now around 118 pip profit running, and I would like to take it little down here, so you can see the market is coming back below to the support area. Okay, and where see this is currently in a downtrend, and I want to hold that trade, because if the market successfully breaks below here, we could see that breaking below, because there was significant selling pressure in the past that we have seen, potentially to continue here. You can see that an upside bias. I think it's a potentially pullback, though it's on the support, below the support, but we'll see that. And this is little unusual move. We're waiting for the market to come back to this order block. So there is a liquidity in this zone here. The market might be going to hit that liquidity. Okay, showing that bearish move, so we are on the right side of this direction. All right, going down, and we are on the track. What do you think, coach? 4,000 now or 25? You think pullback? So yeah, this is 4,000. Let me see the daily, and yeah, this move, because there is FOMC meeting minutes. On the day of FOMC meeting minutes, the market really moves a lot. So yeah, I would say that possible, but the market might not, keep the same stop loss respected. That's why I'm out here. You can expect still some sideway market again along this way, but here we are looking at to enter of this area. Okay, and here's the showing up. Here's the pressure. Now still could see false breakout. I'll not be happy to see the W formation here. Let's see that it's on a fair value gap, so little difficult area. Too long profit target is what happened. If you look at that, so 136 peep, and then the market is, so after specific peep run, usually more often the market go back again to reset. If the volume is stronger, we could see that drop again. We drop more often, we will see the market directly hit our profit target. Okay, if this red candle become bearish, we could see potential profit target hit here at that level. that shows that volume. All right, shows some downside, and that's a pretty cool move that you can see at that level. All right, I want to take this one here, guys. This is a pretty big move. Okay, creating a doji. So I'm exiting the current running trade with the running profit. Might push up here. So I'm out because it might push up again for another wave. And if you look at that, so you have got a peep at that level. If you look at the 5 minutes, there is a green candle. Now this green candle might now try to go back again for another retest, or you could see that continuation back below again. So I'm out with this trade. You can hold or you can run, because I don't want to take another losing trade here at the moment. So that being said, we have successfully completed another trading day, 2 sessions traded here in this market. This is a great trading day again, and I believe you guys enjoyed this trading. And we have another trading session coming tomorrow. 2 of them, 2 sessions will be trading here live every single day in the market. And I believe you enjoyed. Thank you for joining here, and I'll see you again very soon trading live. Until that, stay well, stay happy.